as social animals, we have to not only take care of ourselves, we have to also take care of those around us. It's a paradox. We have to be individuals and members of groups at all times. And we've sort of, it's gotten a lot lopsided over the years, and we need to reclaim the balance, quite frankly.
So what's interesting to me is we now know all of this research about what makes kind of meaningful lives. It's relationships, and people are struggling to kind of make relationships that work for them over the decades, personal relationships, and business is changing, and, all of these different areas that we've talked about. And yet you don't hear anybody in politics talking about relationships, talking about the very thing that people are dealing with the most in their lives. Yeah. Why do you think that is? I find it so fascinating.
Again, I think they're just preoccupied with themselves. I mean, we're living in a pretty selfish society right now. We've forgotten the value of service. I mean, all of these things that you and I are talking about right now, they all overlap. The concept of leadership, the concept of parenting, the concept of service, they're all kind of the same thing, Right. And what we've over-indexed on taking care of ourselves. I joke about it all the time, that there's an entire section in the bookshop called self-help, and there's no section in the bookshop called help others. And what we've created industries about helping me. Like, how can I find the person I love? How can I find the perfect job? How can I be present? How can I, me? And we've completely neglected, how can I help somebody else? How can I help somebody I love find the job that will bring them joy? How can I help my best friend find love? And the amazing thing is when we can commit ourselves to a life of service, when we can take care of the people around us, not only does it restore our mental health and bring joy for us, but it actually helps us solve the problems we're helping our friends with. So, for example, if I'm looking for love, if I'm looking for the perfect job, if I actually help somebody else do that, it actually helps me solve that problem. And this is not unprecedented.
Tell me more about that.
So we see this in Alcoholics Anonymous, right? There's a 12-step program to overcome this disease. And most people are familiar with the first step, admit you have a problem. But Alcoholics Anonymous knows that if you master all 11 steps and not the 12th, you will very likely succumb to the disease. But if you master the 12th step, you're more likely to overcome the disease. The 12th step is to help another alcoholic. The 12th step is service. We are social animals. The human being is a social animal. We're not very smart and very strong when we're left to our own devices. Leave me in the woods, I'm a goner, right? But
I can attest to that. Yes, he's a goner in the woods.
Yeah, it's exactly. I wouldn't know which tree to eat. It would not go well. It would not go well. But put me in a group, and we can solve any problem. And I think we've completely forgotten this, which is, as social animals, we have to not only take care of ourselves, we have to also take care of those around us. It's a paradox. We have to be individuals and members of groups at all times. And we've sort of, it's gotten a lot lopsided over the years, and we need to reclaim the balance, quite frankly.
So as the eternal optimist that you always describe yourself as, what does that world look like, the world you envision, a year from now, 2 years from now, by the next presidential election? What would have to present itself that would keep you optimistic?
So I'm optimistic, but I'm not crazy. I don't think that these things will happen in a year or two. But I do hope, I do imagine a world, quite frankly, where we do see robust education in our high schools, in our colleges, in our places of work, that do teach us these human skills, that we do see the quality of human relationships increase, that people report that they are happier in their relationships because they have these human skills. I do imagine where mental health becomes not only a normal thing to talk about, but we know how to address it, and that we actually feel more in control, like we feel like we got this. And I do feel that loneliness and rising rates of suicide will turn around, that people will feel that someone has their back, mainly because they've devoted themselves to taking care of those around them as well. In other words, I imagine a world in which we all become better leaders.
So that I love that, because you're saying that you're imagining it, that these conversations that you're having in businesses, in kind of communities, right? When you go out and speak, that people are saying, are seeing, are able to see, I've been in this me world, right? Maybe I've been, in hibernation, whether it was COVID or before COVID, but I'm coming out to see that my success depends on you or you. My success in my relationship depends on you or you. And that if I help you, it's going to be different. The ripple effect is going to be different, and that will bleed into our politics. Our language will perhaps change in our politics, and someone will step forward and start talking again about service, about talking about what we give back to our country, as opposed to we flip the me to the we.
Yes. I mean, look, our politicians are us and we are our politicians, right? And so, I'll pay credit to the younger generation. The younger generation is open to this thing. They very often recognize that these skills are missing, that they want them. The older generations are, I'm just fine. I've gotten this far without it. I think I'll be all right. And so eventually, flash forward, 20 years, those young people who are learning those skills now, they're going to get promoted. They're going to run for office. They're going to become parents, and they're going to bring those skills to work with them. I don't care where people learn those skills. I want them to learn them at work and bring them home. I want them to learn them at home and bring them to work. I don't care where they learn them. They just have to learn them. But I am optimistic that the more we learn these skills, they will eventually show up in politics and other places as well.
Discover on-demand videos and docuseries, explore a full schedule of daily life classes, and become part of an incredible community. At Sounds True One, we invite you inward to find your way, your way.